What's up, guys? This is Laser Monkey. Welcome back, and today we're breaking down Feliks's recent 5.91 average, which he got in a head-to-head final against Mats Volk at Rijswijk Open 2018 in the Netherlands this past weekend. And this is a great average. It had serious world record potential if it weren't for some fumbles, especially on the 564 and a little bit on the 607. And the last solve was pretty bad. We're going to take a look at that as well. But let's get into the first solve. For the first solve, Feliks does green cross. We can see our crosses are here, 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 and here. And he also plans the first F2L pair, which is these two. So he's going to solve this one. So these two are now solved relative to each other, both opposite. And now before solving this pair, he's going to, first of all, he's moving this over so that he can insert this like that. But he's also moving this over so that he can pair these up. And then he rotates, insert. Then he does these two, because he saw these first. And then these two. And now these two. And now here, he probably should have done this to give himself a U-perm, but he's going really fast, no pauses. So he just went like that and PLL. For the second solve, Feliks does blue cross. You can see the cross pieces here, 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 and here. They're all easily ready to be solved one move away, and then just AD to solve the cross. But he also sees the first F2L pair. Here's the first edge, which will be inserted here, and so he takes this corner, which goes with that edge, and sets it up over here so that it can be moved over here. So getting into the solution specifically, he does it like this, and then instead of doing a D and giving himself no good, so what he saw is he saw no good F2L pairs around here. So instead of doing a D, he does a UW, and there we go. There's a nice F2L pair. So he does that, and then this solution is incredibly interesting. He rotates and he sees these two, and he's trying to set up these two as he solves these two. So he's going to do this to pair these up, and then instead of just doing U2 and then putting it in, that would give a really bad case for this. So he does that to separate these. And then he notices that he's going to be able to solve edges here and give himself a easy winner variation. So he goes ahead and does that, solving edges, and then he gives himself this easy winner variation, which solves the OLL while solving the last F2L pair, and then just a PLL. For the third solve, Feliks does red cross, and you can see all of the red cross pieces are easily set up to be solved one move away, just kind of like the last one. So he's going to solve it and also solve the first F2L pair because he sees this block, and this corner is going to match up very nicely. So he sees the edge here, and so when he solves the cross, he's going to put that edge into its spot so that this pairs up and creates an X cross. Now he sees these two sets of pairs, so he solves this one first, and then he sees these in the back, so he can solve these in the back without interrupting this one, which gives him no pause into inserting this one. And now for the last F2L pair, this looks like a really ugly case with the edge back here, but what he does is brilliant. He does a little back insert and then inserts it like that right into the back. That is a bit complicated, but it's definitely very elegant. And then he just does OLL and PLL. And notice he used a different alg than he did on the first one because of the better grip. The fourth solve has by far the most complicated cross. You can see the cross pieces here, here, we're doing green, here, and here. and also these two for the first F12. So this is just pure calculation, honestly. So there's also this F12 pair, but he decided not to preserve that one. So he's going to go off and start by solving this one into place. And then this one, move this over here. And then these two are solved like that. And then instead of solving this solved one, because it would be diagonal, he doesn't really want to have two diagonal F2L pairs because those are much harder to solve, and often the cases are super challenging and hard to execute. So he just goes ahead for this one into the back to solve it adjacent to the one he already has. And then he just goes ahead and does this one the same way he did in a previous solve. And now these two, just a simple F2L insertion, and then he cancels into OLL and then right into an F perm. The fifth solve is an example of how you can get incredibly unlucky, very nervous, and things can just go horribly wrong. So he starts off with a blue cross. We have the 4 cross pieces here, here, and here. Just inserts them like this, these two. And then these two, this is very important. He inserts these in the back like that. Then he sees these two. So he inserts this like that. And then here, he goes a little bit crazy. I don't know what he was thinking, but he got a really bad case, and I would have just gone for this one and then that one and accept the slow time. But Feliks is going for something abstract, I guess. So he inserts just this edge, because he's getting confused. And then he goes ahead and solves this one. But then he decides to force some edges. So he forces those edges and then inserts this one. And now he's going to insert his last corner. But at this point, the solve is lost. But we always love to see a nice ZBLL. And this is just 2 soons. So not too hard. Quick recognition by Feliks. And then he cube drops. And, you know, he actually didn't finish the U2 at the end. But, you know, it's just not the greatest solve. But yeah. So that's about it for my breakdown of Feliks's excellent 5.91 average. It had 4 really, really good solves in here. So the crosses, as you saw, were not too complicated, but it's what he planned after the crosses that really makes this average special. Of course, the scrambles were pretty nice for his colors, you know, green and, you know, all the colors. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. This is Laser Monkey. Out.
$5.9.